Hi, Dan McGann here from danmcganntherapy.com. I wanted to talk to you today about a couple of trends that I've noticed in my practice over the years, and I think they're both connected. One trend is I'm seeing an increase of stress, anxiety, and depressive disorders in young people, middle-aged, and in the elderly as well. And the other trend is a kind of forgetfulness, an amnesia, if you will. Specifically when I see the older age group in the late 40s, 50s, and 60s when, they've raised their kids and they've finished college and university, and they're all of a sudden in this moment of personal reflection, and they say to themselves, what just happened? You know how they say that, time flies, and I think it does when we get really, really busy. But it's getting to the point now where that amnesia is so disconnecting that it leads to despondency and sadness and depression. So what are those things that are happening these days that may be influencing this increased level of distress and amnesia? Well, it's no surprise to any of us that we are really busy these days. We have two working parent families, we're driven to get things done, to pay the bills, to save for retirement, to get the kids to dance, to get them to their sports events, and so on. We're so much preoccupied by the next moment, and what do we need to get done? The other thing that's really, of course, dominating us now is almost as an obsessiveness with social media. How many likes do we have? Are we, making that connection out there? So that's very disconnecting as well. One of my favorite authors, psychologist Dr. Wayne Dyer, I think he pretty much nailed it when he said that all pathology or illness, distress, anxiety is a symptom of disconnection. So when we're disconnected and we're so preoccupied by external things and what we need to be doing or where we need to go or so on and so forth, we're disconnected, and that leaves an unawareness of our intent, of a sense of connection to love, being connected to love. So I always talk to my patients about how do we correct that? How do we get back on course with being more connected with our lives, so being more mindful? And there are a couple of things to talk about. One is the 20-80 rule, which basically means spend 20. If you can just kind of shoot for this ratio, it's an ideal ratio. We can never ever be perfect with it, but it's a nice kind of guideline ratio, and that is to spend 20% of your time with a problem, what you're struggling with, or what your to-do list is, things that you have to do, and 80% of your time, with the solution, or appreciating things, being grateful for things, being in the moment. So the other thing that I would like to suggest is that we go fishing. Yeah, that's right. I'm suggesting you go fishing, but not in the way that you're thinking, suggesting. I'm saying go fishing and see how many moments you can catch in the day. Barbara DeAngelis many years ago wrote a book called Real Moments, and her suggestion was, catch as many moments as you can. Real moments are those moments that you catch when you're with a loved one. You feel a breeze across your face, the smell of a newborn baby, fresh flowers. Notice what you see with your eyes. The blue sky, the colors. What do you hear? Songs on the radio, the voice of your loved one saying, I love you. Notice the feelings that you have that are powerful and meaningful. Just take those moments in and claim them for your own. I think in that way we really do a service to ourselves, and it kind of just slows everything down. We're not getting caught up in the rush of everything around us. We're intentionally taking control of our lives and actually living our lives. This is your life to live. It's important to do all the things that you need to do, but more importantly, to be there while you're doing them. In that way, you reduce the stress, you reduce the anxiety because you're present. And when you're present, you're connected to your source, as Dr. Wayne Dyer says. And when you're connected to your source, you're connected to love. You're connected to the important moments that belong to you. So I encourage you, go out there and catch some moments today. Go fishing. Good luck.